Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? Today what we're going to do is that we're going to sleep. I just realized it's nighttime. I'm sorry. So take number 2. Today what we're going to do is that there's a creeper on my roof. Take number 3. We are going to do some quest busting today, but before that, we need some power. So if you guys remember last episode, we did manage to find a crashed reactor, but in order to convert it into a properly functioning reactor, we need uranium. So normally if you have uranium ore, you're fine. However, in this mod pack, what we're getting is uranium clump. It's from Mechanism, so we need a crusher, we need an enrichment factory. And this is why Mechanism is better than Create. Can just get buckets. Oh boy, this is expensive. It's okay, I do have a feeling we have enough PCBs. We have 80 something. 81. But in any case, that's our crusher, and that should be our enrichment factory. Well, technically speaking, the chamber. This is gonna take ages. We need some speed upgrades, and I don't have sand. Oops. I had to make a few garbage machines with a few garbage upgrades, but yeah, we're making progress. And by the way, we still have 1 dynamo. I did not make the upgrades, they were a quest reward. But we do have a few blocks. Let's see how far we are going to go. I think this is going to be a very small reactor, a 5x5. 5x5 is too small. It's okay, who cares, we don't need that much power. It's not going to be a checkerboard pattern, it's going to be a cross. And what do we do for the coolant? Well, I think for the coolant, what we can do is that we can just use resonant ender, right? I have pearls. I was making inderium. This is a very stupid and small reactor, so it doesn't really matter, but here is some resonant ender. Does it still teleport you? Yeah, it does. Does it teleport the bucket? I don't see the bucket. But yeah, the reactor has formed. I have some redstone control in the back, input and output, and the power tap is at the bottom. So if we give you some uranium, we need a barrel. And move the hatches to the bottom, we can have the barrels like so. 1 hopper upgrade, you're going to push towards the top, so uranium is going in, perfect. And I guess you pull from the top for waste. So how much power are you going to generate, is the question. That's not bad. It's 11,000 RF. Uranium for me is a bit manual. You can make it automated. You can even make yourself a laser drill from industrial foregoing. And you know, just get raw uranium. There are 2 configurations for it. So uranium for us is a rare resource. We don't want to waste it. I have 4 redstone ports. One of them is going to emit a redstone signal based on the buffer. Whenever the buffer is more than 85%, we're going to insert the control rods by 100%. So basically the reactor will be off, right? We want another one based on the buffer. Whenever it reaches 15%, the control rods will be retracted, so 0%. We also have Project Red, so cabling is super easy. This should work. Is it on? Oh no, it's not on. We turn it on. So very soon the control rods should be inserted. Yeah, okay. We're good. That's perfect. Was there a computer? No. That could have been fun. But let me also try to get more uranium. We don't have that much, obviously. Anyways, now that we have a decent supply of power, I have done some cabling, which is amazing. And I think it's time for us to have a controller. For our applied Energistics system, we don't want that generator. We can have the controller here, and you know, just connect it. We're not getting power. Why? You know, the generator wouldn't hurt. For a few seconds. So the question is, do you really need to like extract the power? No, it's a flux duct. What's the problem? I don't really remember this being a thing, but you cannot extract power from the reactor, at least using a flux duct. It doesn't automatically go in. I tried every single servo, but it didn't work. So instead I just have a conduit from Ender.io and I'm extracting power. Now it's working. It's just that it's weird. Anyways, as a power reserve, let us try to have a flux cell. And I guess a few upgrades. Wait a minute, you can only have 1 upgrade? Maybe it needs an integral component. You still can have only the 1. I don't know, maybe the stabilized RF coil is for something else. No, it's for the same machine, it's just that you can have only the 1. We go with transfer rate. I think the old thermal expansion was way easier. This is complicated. Where did it go? Yeah, I have a vacuum upgrade. It always goes inside the barrel. I was just filling in the energy cubes and realized I made a boo-boo. It should have been below 15%. Yeah, now it's functioning. I also try to cover the reactor as best as I can. I installed the purple flag, looks amazing. And there's your favorite number in purple. But I did all of that so that we can have a very small machine area. It's nothing super fancy, it's like 5 or 6 machines. And everything should go inside an ender chest. Which, you know, we can later on import it back into our system. Also, in order to finish the quests, I have made a few extra machines, except the fluid encapsulator, that was from the ship. But I made a pulverizer, I made a redstone furnace, and I made a multi-servo press. This is not something super fancy, it's just going to allow us to do some bulk crafting. So, since everything goes inside an ender chest, I think we should be able to have like one import bus. And yeah, I give you that, we don't have any drives, but this should work. It should import everything into the barrels. Yeah. It's doing its job. I don't think we even need speed upgrades. But just in case, let's have two. So now if I want to smelt something in bulk, it should be relatively easy, right? Cool. And it should go directly into our system. Perfect. So where are we on the quests? We need to make mechanical dirt, only the one. Oh, actually, let's get a wireless terminal. Since I need a lot of glass, let's give the furnace an experience upgrade. It doesn't work with glass? Who cares? It took me a while, but that's our wireless crafting terminal. And maybe we're going to also need some boosters. Not a crazy amount, just a teeny tiny bit. I don't know, we put the wireless access point here, some cards. It doesn't consume that much power, and the range is 30 meters. Yeah, never mind, we need more boosters. 68 meters. Not the worst. So how do we provide that guy with power? Like that? What are you charging? Oh, that takes a lot of power. Oops. Yeah, well, I made an energetic infuser. It should work. We don't have a wireless charger. And yeah, our wireless terminal works. Anyways, let us check the quest. Yes, mechanical dirt. It is the cursed dirt that you get from industrial foregoing, but it's not really worth it because it does require power and it does require liquid meat. And guess what? You also need liquid meat in order to craft it. I think it was in Enigmatica 6 that we made a mob farm out of it and it wasn't really worth it. But that's perfectly fine. Let's craft the one. We already have a mob farm anyways. There you go. That goes into our system and we should get the quest. On a very positive note, it does give you like 24 more. There's also this animal feeder that we have to make for a quest and one animal rancher. Oh, that's the wrong one. But there you go. That is the correct one. I don't really know. We already have cows. We take the sheep. Before we proceed, I just wanted to make two corrections. Yeah, it does collect the experience from the furnace, it's just that the amount is mediocre. Secondly, I made a teeny tiny boo-boo with the reactor. It does work, however, you shouldn't set it to 0 when it's empty. You cannot retract the control rods to 0, it has to be at 1. That's it. That was the only change. Then it works automatically. Anyways, we are not going to need the rancher or the separator or the animal feeder, but we are going to use the sewage. Because I do have a farm and I don't mind having some fertilizers, we might as well also power it with a dynamo. I guess we can have the sewer over here, the sewer composter under the fertilizer. Oh, we already have power. It's okay, that's an extra dynamo then. It's not a super amazing setup, but we can have the sheep over there, like so. That should collect the sewer. What happened to me? Sheep are hostile? Well, we are getting the sewer, it's not being pumped out. It's on extract. Ah, insert, yes. So, you should make me fertilizer. Perfect. We just need some speed upgrades, which I have to make. Yeah, because at this rate, we're getting a garbage amount. Yeah, even with the upgrades, not the best. I'm just gonna give it bone meal. But let us get back to the quest line. So, there are a few things that we have to make. One of them is a blast chiller. You know, this is the device that gives you ice, however, in order to make it, we need ice. So we were awarded 2 packed ice in the past. Unfortunately, I placed one of them down and it's giving us deep slate. So we only have the one. However, it seems that there is a cheaty way. Let's see if we can get it. There is another quest for a mob duplicator from Industrial Foregoing and it's going to give us a snow golem. So let's see if we can craft it. That was amazing. I still haven't made a single machine frame using pink slime. All of them were quest rewards. But give me my snow golem. Nice. Let us also try to get a shovel. Wait, this is a shovel, I think. Anyways, if I'm not wrong, snow golems don't actually melt down. Oh, they do. I thought indoors they're fine. It's okay, we have some essence, we can spawn them. So, you go there, snow golem, and some buckets of essence. And of course we kill them. Or they die. We actually need like 9 snowballs, we have plenty. How far do you go with like 2 buckets? That's a lot. Thank you. So snow in water inside a barrel gives us ice. And we just need 9. And that should be my packed ice and we can make the blast chiller. Right? Right. So if we want extra ice, we can actually make it now. Oh, and we also got a supreme machine frame. What do we do with that? Nothing useful. Yeah, nothing useful. So there you go. That's another quest. We also need to make some augments. And as a person who has a garbage memory, I already forgot. That one, that one. So we need lumium plate. And I have already made a bunch of lumium. There you go. That should be another quest. Perfect. We take, I don't know, that one. So now we have 2 more quests unlocked. One of them is industrial waste, which we have to make 1000 fertilizer, 1000 pink slime, and 1000 bottles of enchanting. That's quite a bit. And then we also have to make the phytogenic insulator. So, we do have the dissolution chamber, but I'm not extracting the pink slime. And the worst part of it is, I don't even have beetroots in order to make pink dye. I just want it for an ender tank, that's it. That should be more than enough, right? Yeah, I think in order to make pink slime balls, yeah, it's just pink slime. So we put an ender tank over there. You output to the back. You don't want to output to the back? Yeah, you don't like to output to the back. Weird. Well, that's liquid meat. We get rid of that. Anything else will be pink slime. Perfect. Well, I do have a dissolution chamber over here. We can just make the pink slime balls. You know, like so. Oh, it needs a glass pane. Oops. Oh, and it does it one by one. Let's put the tank here. And we put the barrel on top again, and well, we push from the top. Yeah, that should work. As for the fertilizer, I just disconnected everything, so we're getting it. Again, very slowly. Now let's talk about essence. Well, technically not essence, it's just bottles of enchanting, right? But that can work. I think we can cheat. That's my fluid encapsulator. That's my XP obelisk. And I think you can just push to the bottom. that was easy. So we just need a barrel with some bottles, and that's bottles of enchanting. Perfect. So while those things are being cooked, let's think about the phytogenic insulator. Glowstone elevation unit. I needed my fluid encapsulator, I guess. It's fine, I'll wait for the bottles to finish. I have made the glowstone elevation units. Now we can switch back to bottles of enchanting. And the fun part is that I don't have dirt. Do we have dirt here? Yeah. So there you go. Phytogenic insulator. Oh, now there is another quest. Thermodynamics. Okay, 1 stack of signalum. 1 stack of everything, basically. I think we already have them, because I made some in bulk. Well, we don't have enough indirium. Wait, you consumed it all. What, you jerk? So indirium is pearls, lead, and diamond. I think out of everything that we have to make, pink slime is going to take the longest. Yep, that's because we're not actually producing it that fast. That is 28 indirium. We need 2 more, and that's another quest. So that's from Ad Astra. Quantum Entangleporter. We take that one. I love this device. I don't know why. It also has your favorite number. I'm assuming now that we got that stupid core, there should be another quest unlocked. No, because that core is actually used in making the NASA workbench. But whatever it is, let's craft it. There you go. NASA workbench. I don't really know, we put it here. It's the only empty slot in our base. So in the technological revolution, I think this industrial waste is our final quest. And if we want to finish everything, we just have salvage operations and the clockwork. So salvage operation is because I made a boo-boo. I did not get the turbine, which I have to go and get. But clockwork is just create. It's just a few parts that I have to craft. Let me do that. It's been a teeny tiny bit of time later. I have submitted some fertilizer and almost 90% of the bottles of enchanting. As for the fertilizer, I'm still doing garbage, but it's fine. In the create tab, I have finished every single quest which required crafting something, and that's literally all of it. However, there are 2 weird quests, unfortunately. One of them is that I have to do some haunting and make some prismarine. I think that's with quartz. I do have a garbage set up here. We use that and see what happens. Something is happening. I picked it up. Maybe that's not how you make prismarine. It's been a... oh, it's lapis. I'm an idiot. But that one is prismarine. Perfect. So is the quest done? Please? The other one, which I'm really hoping it's the final one, is just going to be making the alternator and the electric motor. These are not difficult, it's just that we need to set up our crafters. That should be the recipe for an alternator. I'm missing 1 sheet. And the only problem is that we don't have enough stress capacity. So what if we remove the wire mill and, you know, make it a direct connection? That doesn't work. The press? You should work. You do. So that's the alternator. And this one should be the electric motor if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that is correct. Perfect. So the create quest line is also complete. Lovely. So in the meantime, I just submitted more fertilizer. But as I was saying, we don't really have anything to do except getting the turbine. That's it. Let's go and get it. Do I have bullets? No. I'll get some more bullets. We have plenty of gunpowder as well. And I need food. Which, if I'm not wrong, I have been cooking some patties, right? Yeah, that's enough. We have 1200 bullets. Let's go in. Yeah, I have been here. I'm not a fan of this place. I think the perimeter has been semi-secured. So we can take the casing, which is amazing. We can actually insta-mine it. Here are some of the parts. We need the shaft, we need the rotors. Oh, there are mobs. Baby creeponi. I meant baby creeper. So remember, I'm just doing this for the quest book. So if we go to the salvage operations, we got a lot of things. We just need those things. And the controller, obviously, which I don't really know where it is. Oh, it's there. On the first floor. Fine. So we're just missing the casing and the terminal. Let's go home. We don't need you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back at the base. I charged up my armor. And yeah, we only have 13% of the pink slime. It's okay, I'll AFK for that. But if we come back to the salvage operation, the only thing that we're missing is the turbine terminal. And if you look at the recipe for it, we need plutonium. So this is the old bigger reactors. And we need cyanide. We have 11. Basically what I was trying to say is that the recipe of plutonium doesn't really show up in the JEI. So you need a cyanide reprocessor. You give it water and some power and cyanide. And that's plutonium. And that should be my turbine terminal. Finally. Yeah, precisely. So there are two more quest lines. One of them we have to AFK for. The other one is supposed to get unlocked, but I'm assuming it's just a rocket. See you in a few hours. We just make sure that the doors are locked. Yeah, well, it's technically semi-AFKing because I do have to empty the ender tank from time to time. Yeah, but maybe we can put some upgrades inside the mob slaughter factory. Make things go a bit faster, but I don't think we will get that many mobs. Yeah, we don't. It's okay. What can you do? I don't really have much to do, so I was just hunting down some mobs. But yeah, I'm still waiting for some pink slime. However, I don't really enjoy being AFK, so I thought maybe we should try to get some steel and prepare for the next stage, which is the rocket. Oh, and by the way, it's been like 4 hours, 5 hours later. I was AFK most of that time. And did you know, whenever you're crafting pink slime, you get a teeny tiny bit of water, right? I used to think that whenever this buffer of water gets full, you can still continue crafting. The answer is no. You can't. It just stopped working for a very long time. And guess what? The reason I didn't know that is that it never happened to me. Because you never ever need that many pink slimes. Ever. I mean, look at the recipe of pink slime, there's absolutely nothing. I think the only recipe for it is in the stonework factory. Yeah, you just need the one. But anyways, at this very moment we have 470 left. So we're 87% there. I did manage to get a teeny tiny bit of steel, so let's get a fuel refinery. This is from Ad Astra and we need it in order to make fuel for our rocket. And I don't really remember, but I think the color on the ender tank was just black, black, black. Because that's the only one which makes sense. Yes. So here is the fuel refinery. Here is an ender tank. Do we get fuel? Yes. That's actually quite fast. Then there is something called oxygen loader, which obviously we need it for making oxygen. So there you go. That means if we put it here and provide it with some water, oops, that's acceptable water and it's not going in. It was working with other things. So what if we cook it? Also, it does give you an extra bucket. It's a good way of duping buckets. But this one is purified water, maybe that will help. And we're getting a teeny tiny bit of oxygen. But that's garbage. Yeah, that's really garbage. So oddly enough, dirty water also works. So clearly this is a bug. Another hour has passed. How are we doing? Oh, that's good. I thought we need like 50. Also, what are these? Nether Star mycelial generator, some ether gas, infinity charger. Oh, it's just a big battery. So what did we unlock? That is the main question. Oh, just a rocket. There should be like multiple stages, right? No? We're done? That's weird. Well, it does say that according to the quest book, the game itself is not fully completed. It's been like 4 months that this mod pack is out, and I have installed it like 3 months ago. And I updated only once. I did check the updates. There has not been any changes to the end game. So I guess even if I update, that's where we stand. The rocket. Which we don't have. Let's make the actual rocket. Then we call it a day. Because with the oxygen situation, I don't really want to go to space. There's a chance that I don't come back. So we need 6 blocks of steel, some steel tanks, some fins, and after a bunch of crafting, the engine and the cone. Lovely. So there you go. That is a tier 1 rocket. Hi. That scared me. I guess we are free to leave this planet. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode as well as the series. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.